Most artists have maybe 1, 2, or 3 good photos, but 0 video. And that is the whole problem. So you need to post every day, but you don't have enough footage. And you're not going to go fly around with a videographer for an entire month. So today, what we're going to help you do is we're going to take one photo, the kind of thing that's already sitting in your camera roll, and turn it into a week of B-roll. It could be studio, tour, backstage footage, the moody driving shot. Look, it's all going to be from one image. There's no camera. There's no crew. Let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna kick this off. This is great for labels. This is great for artist teams, social media managers. You're trying to come up with content and we're gonna help you do that. You've only got one photo. It doesn't matter whether it's a candid shot, a selfie, whatever it is. We need to create B-roll footage, okay? You need video content for these social media platforms. There is no question about it. It performs on a much higher level than anything else that you have. And so that's what we're gonna start with. I'm in visuals. I'm gonna jump in. Now, I already have artist photos and images uploaded to my library. So I'm going to grab a couple sample artist photos and I'm going to go into my library here. We're going to grab a couple natural shots. So you see a couple in here, right? These are just different shots. They're in their natural settings, whether in the car, you're eating at a cafe, you're taking a selfie in front of the camera, or you got like this person here who's just eating some food in the kitchen table. It doesn't matter. We're going to take some of these raw photos and we're going to try to come up with more B-roll content and footage. Okay. And so let me show you a couple examples. So let's just say I took this example. All right. We have this woman right here, an artist. She's just hanging out, whether it's on her porch or outside. And we took this photo and we're like, all right, let's create some footage out of it. So let me pop into my B-roll and here we go. So take a look at what you're seeing on the screen. We took that one shot and generated multiple cuts that she could use in order to post on social media. And we could create dozens of these, okay? And in this session, we're going to try to run through at least 5 to 7 different versions of what we can do with an image. So you saw we took that one static image and turned it into something like this as an example, right? Let's say this one as an example. So static shot, here she is, she's eating some food, she's in her kitchen, just hanging out. Why not turn that into footage? Like, hey, if you're gonna talk about what you're doing a day in the life, you could easily turn that into footage. And so here's an example, and you could see her right there in the middle and now enjoying her food right then and there. It looks like organic footage that was created. Now, you could reframe it, you can make it extend the top, but you're gonna see sometimes that we like footage that has some empty space on top so that you can add stickers or items from like Instagram onto your post. You could put captions, stuff like that. You know, the captions are what drive people, right? What is the text hook that you're going to put on screen? So here you got an example how we turned a piece of footage. So now we've got this shot right here. They're hanging out. They're on a rooftop. Here you go. Look, this doesn't have the perfect lighting. It doesn't matter. It's just a shot that was taken. There you go. So we have a shot like that. Now, if I come back, let's see. Here we go. Here's how we brought this particular photo now to life. Okay. Now, what's cool about this, it doesn't just work to say, hey, I want to take my photo and just bring that photo to life. I need to create more B-roll footage, okay? So what does that look like in practice? So we have this static shot, okay? It's a front camera selfie. You got this artist, gentleman, he's got the dreadlocks on, he's hanging out in the car, he takes a selfie picture. Let's say this is a shot that you have in your B-roll, okay? Inside of your phone camera roll. And you're like, all right, I need more content. Let's go. So what do? We're going to drop it in here and you get content that looks like this. Like, look at this. We've got what, 6, 7, 8 variations. So if I click on each one, so look at the shot on the right. You've got this scene that came to life again from that one photo. We got him in the car. They're driving. He's just hanging out. This is perfect. Look, you could be lip syncing to a song. You could have the screen caption on there or put the audio behind it with lyrics. This works perfect for a post. Here's another one. On the DJ set, on the rooftop, just hanging out. Again, another shot in the car, but this one's at night, right? This is like the original. So you have this version where he's in the car driving, but during the day. Here's another shot at night. You've got this one in the studio. You got the headphones on. All right. Here's another one performing on stage. Another one relaxed. Looks like at home studio or something like that. Just listening and jamming to music. And then look, vlog cadence type style B-roll, drinking some coffee, looking out the window, walking across their apartment. Like, look at that. So the biggest important thing is it doesn't matter if you don't have any assets. All right. I hear this on a day-to-day basis. I meet with artists. I meet with social media teams. I meet with labels. And the number one issue that they have is they don't have enough footage, enough content to put out. They're always scrambling to figure out what to do. Well, this gives you a solution of what you could do. You could grab the artist image, anything from your B-roll, and you could help generate content based on that, right? So if we find another one, let's see if we got another example. She's in the bathroom. She got a selfie picture. Perfect. What does this look like if we took her and generated some footage? And here we go. Look at this. So look at her. She's hanging out. What this looks like in the van. They're driving. Perfect. Here's another shot. There you go. Putting on clothes or a jacket. You got another one here in the studio. She's on the switchboard, the mixer board. Now here, performing on stage, right? And then here's a shot driving in the car. So there's a wealth of content that could be created just from what you're seeing here. So I showed you a couple examples. We got them in here. What we want to do is we want to take a couple of these and we're going to try them live. Here's one that I just finished running. I believe I took this one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let's show you a couple more so you can see. Like the footage works. It doesn't matter on who, it doesn't matter the type of content, what the starting frame looks like. Like you could see here on the right what this is looking like, right? These are great shots. Here's in the car, here's on stage, here's dancing inside of his house, look in the studio. So what's great about this is that this can take anything, any image, and turn it into content. So we're gonna go ahead and do that live. All right, let's check it out. So let's go ahead and take this one as an example. So I've got this shot, it's a selfie. All right, you've got this person here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a remix, and I'm gonna remix this now. This is really important. You could take any image that you've uploaded to your library and you can remix it now into a motion video. Okay, that's what we want to do because we want to create now more footage out of this. Now, when you turn it into a motion video, it takes you here to a step now that asks you, what are you trying to make? Okay, you don't need to know how to prompt for what we're about to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want to actually find, let's see, we could search through this. I'm going to go to brand social. All right, now when you click on social, there's a lot of options of what you can do with this content. From creating a Spotify canvas, a story countdown, reels, dance clip. So what you want to do is keep scrolling and find stuff like either a performance B-roll or a mood vibe clip or a studio session clip. You can select any one of these to see like what do you want to create out of the content that you're uploading. Okay, so maybe in this particular case, maybe we could do like a performance B-roll shot. Okay, and I'm going to click on this. Now, when I do this, it's going to prompt and ask me what settings to confirm if we can use these settings. Now, for most of you, you're just going to go with the defaults. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear the prompt because we don't need the prompt. But for those of you who don't want it to change your settings, maybe you selected the AI model you wanted to use or the size, then you can go ahead and skip those items. But I'm going to go ahead and select it. What's great about this is that it automatically has a prompt in it. It already has a structure of how we set up these images. It already put in the photo that I uploaded, that I remixed in here. And it already chose the AI models that we're going to use to create the content. And I don't have to write a prompt. You could, if you want to say like you're on stage or a DJ or something like that, you could customize that on here, right? Like I could say at Coachella as an example. Okay. If you wanted to tailor what that's going to look like, just type something simple and then go ahead and hit generate. And now it's going to analyze your photo and it's going to come up with an idea at Coachella of you performing live. Now, how do you make this even more personal? Okay. I didn't put what kind of artist you are, right? I mean, just from the shot, you're inside your room, you got these lights, but are you a singer? Are you a guitar player? Are you a DJ, right? Do you play some sort of instrument? Is there a certain style of where you are? Are you a part of a band? So there's these different elements that you can give it as context if you wanted to, like at Coachella, rocking on stage, playing the guitar, as an example, right? You could put something like that to give it more detail. And I would even encourage you, if you have a photo of like your guitar or your instrument or whatever it is that you like, you can add that in here. You can add multiple images, right? What's great about this is you can upload up to 16 images, okay, in order to put in here so that you can use those to create the one that you have, okay? But again, you're stuck. You only have one photo and you need to come up with content. And here you go, right? So I'm going to let that run, but I do want to go ahead and grab another. Let's grab another one. Let's pull in here. And actually, I'm going to do the same person. Let's just do it again, motion video. And we're going to do a completely different scene. So I'm going to go social and let's do something else, right? That one was maybe what we could do is a day in the life, multi-shot vlog style B-roll footage with no dialogue. Okay, let's give that one a shot. Click apply. Perfect. So I'm not going to put anything in it. Again, I'm using the same photo, but now we're doing a day in the life and I'm just going to go ahead and hit generate. So now I've got two videos generating at once. And maybe what we could do for the same person, we can go to social and find another one. Perhaps what we could do, let's see, let's say like a dancing vibe, right? Let's do a dance clip. Okay. As an example, this is something that you could post on social, on Instagram or TikTok. And I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. All right. We've got 3 now videos generating all from this one shot. I wanted you to see how quick and easy it was. I didn't have to write a prompt. All I had to do was select from a preset menu of items that I can use to turn my photos into it. I've got a whole menu here just for social content. Check this out. She started in her apartment. then you've got B-roll footage. Look at this, on stage, walking out, performing live. So in this case, what I would have done, okay, or what I would have preferred was it had a close-up shot of her before doing this, right? So we just got to rerun this and do it again. And I'll show you a trick of what I like to do. Like if you're trying to do footage at a different location, I would go ahead and generate the image version first and then remix that into a video. But let's see what the other ones come out like. All right, while that's running, actually, I do want to take her as an example, and I'm going to turn it into a photo. Turn it into another image, candid shot. And what I'm going to say is a shot of her on stage at Coachella, right? So I'm giving it some context, and I'm going to go ahead and hit generate so we can see what that looks like. So a lot of times I like to start with generating the scenes first of what the image is going to look like. Okay, you could do that with the B-roll footage. So you saw the other one, I would jump straight to video. You saw the outcome. It showed a performance footage. Okay, it showed her. Now I want to put this person, I want to put them in a scene at Coachella first. And so let's see what that looks like. All right, here we go. So now on stage, here you go at Coachella performing. Now you could have done something like a zoomed out shot, a close-up shot, whatever it is, right? You've got options. Then you could take this image, right, and remix it into a video. And I'm going to go ahead and hit social. And then let's find the tour travel clip. Perfect. Oh, performance B-roll. I'll go ahead and hit that one, apply, and then hit generate. So we got that one rolling, right? So this is the B-roll. This was the one that we did earlier. Now let's check out this one. This is of her dancing. So look, took your shot, brought it to life. Now you've got a shot dancing inside the room. Very casual, nothing crazy, but enough of something that you can throw some captions on it, put it on TikTok, on social media. Okay, so look, sometimes the moderation filters might pick up on something. I don't know what triggered this, but one of the videos that we tried generating earlier did not go through. Sometimes that happens, especially with like Google VO 3.1. They're very restrictive on what you could do. It's for a good reason. They don't want to use copyrighted content or anything. None of these images are copyrighted content. These are all examples. So it's just sometimes the way the prompt is or whatever it is, it could just have a filter that's overdoing it, right? Let's see what other kinds of scenes we could do. Let's say playing some music. Let's go ahead and remix this one into a motion video. And then what we're going to do is select social and let's see what kind of clip that we can come up with. Maybe like an on the road travel B-roll. Let's try that one. I'm gonna go ahead and click apply. And you know, it could be like in a tour van riding down Malibu, just giving it some context in case you have an idea. That's it. Just gonna go ahead and hit generate. Now look, there's a lot of options and settings here. You can hit them. But again, because we selected the presets, it already chooses what we need in order for this to work so that you can get outputs just like I showed you in the library earlier. And so all of these prompts that I'm using are exactly what I used to create exactly like what I showed you on these here. And that's what we're trying to achieve, right? Get a variety, create a bunch of content. Here's that other example. So you can see how we could take any scene. Now, other things that you could try is be like, hey, change the outfit. Right? So maybe for each one of the clips, you could put on a different outfit. Unless that's your look, then you want to keep that with you, right? But if you've got different varieties, you could also do the same thing that I'm showing you today, but now in the prompt, be like, you know, instead of change the shirt to a different style, a different color, or something like that, right? Change the hair to something else. If you have examples, that's even better because now you can use more real content. The more real footage you use of either yourself or the artist in order to create it, the better the outcome. Right? The better it's going to have and the more diversity that you can have, but you can also prompt it to generate nearly anything that you're looking to generate, right? All right, check this out. Here's the other video that we created earlier. Now you see her on stage performing live and great. Again, I can now take this, overlay some audio behind it, add some lyrics and captions. And by the way, you could do all of this inside of visuals.fm. Okay. So everything I'm showing you here, very easy and intuitive. You just go to visuals.fm. You can come in, you get 100 credits when you sign up, which lets you create some of these B-roll clips. So you can give it a shot for yourself. Drop in your photo, use one of the presets, and you'll see the type of content you can generate if you're trying to create content for social media. Let's say we take this shot. I'm going to remix it into an image first. And what's cool is we have from a brand perspective, let's see, is it brand? Oh, okay, in releases, we could do something like press photo as an example. I'm going to go ahead and hit press photo and click apply. Now, because I have a press photo, what I'm going to do is I want to, you know, this looks like a very raw image, but I need a press photo that I can put out. And maybe from that press photo, I want to create a scene from it. You could do that as well. I'm just going to go ahead and select press photo. And I want to show you an example of how you could transform now an image into a higher res looking photo as if you had somebody shoot it. This is great if you're going to send content to like some news press article or somewhere that they're going to feature the artist, or if you're going to put something out like on Apple Music or Spotify and you need an artist photo that you're going to to put on there. Again, it depends on the look and the brand of every artist. They're all going to be different. And so it's important that we try to match that. But this is going to show you an example of how we're going to take this shot and turn it into a press photo. And again, I didn't type any prompts. I'm not guiding it. We're just going to see what it comes up with. Wow. I mean, look at this one as an example, right? You've got her here, and now look at her here, right? Let me just open that large so you can see. So you've got the shot. It's an editorial portrait now of the artist that you could leverage to create other content from, right? So I can now take this image, and again, if I pull up the original, right? Let me just open that in a new tab really quick. But look at the original, okay? Here's the original, and where's the original? There we go. Here's the video. So let's toggle. Look at that, right? Cleaned up photo. Looks like you had a professional photographer take it. And again, you could adjust the style. You could adjust the scene. Perfect. But now we got an editorial portrait. Now I want to remix this. I want to turn this into a motion video. Again, I need more B-roll footage, but I only had that one photo. So let's go ahead and now take this portrait that I've got, and I'm going to go ahead to social, and let's just go ahead and turn this into, let's say tour travel. What do we do? Maybe we could take this one and do like a studio session clip, right? Actually, you know what I want to do? Let's go back. See, I can't even decide. There's just so many good options that we can use. So I'm going to go ahead and do like a day in the life multi-shot vlog style. Yeah, let's just do this one. I want to see what that comes out like. All right, so we're going to take that shot. We got the video. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and hit generate. Now we got that one running. Let's see what else we can do with this one, right? With the same shot. Let's just go ahead and hit catalog, and I'm going to go performance B-roll. Maybe we could do some performance B-roll. Let's get that one. Perfect. Now I've got performance B-roll generating. And then is there another one that might be a good one? We could do something like a story countdown, right? Why can't that be a post, right? You could do B-roll or you could do countdown footage. I'm just going to see what this comes out with. You could say like, oh, let's just see what it comes up with so you guys can see what it looks like without any extra input. All right, so I've got a couple rolling. We'll give that a second. Look at this. You remember this guy playing the guitar? This is not recommended. We should probably be more clear, but he's now playing the guitar while driving. Hey, maybe a piece of content like that's going to get a lot of comments and you'll see what happens. But here he is driving, no hands on the steering wheel. But now I've got performance B-roll footage. But look, you could direct it in any way that you want, right? If you're trying to come up with more content. So now you've got this footage, and you could see we've got a ton in here. Those are all in progress, so we'll give that a moment. So you see, this example was just to bring the scene to life. She barely moves, the camera moves still. This is perfect to throw in as a story. And then guess what? This is your starting frame for like a stories or a countdown, meaning that you can utilize, right? Go into like Instagram as an example. Drop in your song, right? You pull it from the sound, drop in some captions or on-screen text that comes on here with whatever information you want so that it's native to the platform. And now you've got content and B-roll that didn't exist before, right? Just remember what we started from, right? We started from a raw image, right? Here, taking a selfie, which again, looks fantastic, looks great. You could and want to use footage like this as well on your platforms. But if that's all you have, it's going to get boring and repetitive after a while. So mix in some cool, nice shots. Guess what? This could be a post like, hey, just wrapped up a photo shoot. What do you think? Right? Tie in and bring in engagement. So this is one great way to get footage. Here's the other one. Look at her. She jumps in and now jumps on stage as an example, performing. All right. So you've got a shot like that, gets up, walks over to the mic. And then this one, you got the vlog style. There you go. She started there and then multiple cuts. I like this one. This one came out pretty cool. Look at that. Dynamic. This is something you post on social. Again, drop some music behind it, throw some on-screen text. Now you've got more footage to put up online. And so there you go, right? 3 different types of shots, all with the same starting frame. And again, if you want to create different shots and different frames, all you need to do is jump straight to generating a scene first by generating an image and then turning those images into video. Now, if you need to add the audio, again, I'm just going to kind of show you this step pretty quickly, but you can always now, if you're like, hey, I just want to have the final video. What do I do with this content? I've got all this footage, right? What do I do? All right, let's go ahead. Let's click on create. And what you're going to do is you're going to come down and click lyric video. Okay. Lyric video is just our way right now to take your video, put your audio on it, add some captions in it, and throw in your lyrics. It's just a way that we combine that flow. And so you could take any, song from your library. I'm just going to pull, let's say this song, and I'm going to go to my library because I already generated the content. So now I'm going to pick an asset from my library. And look, I've got these different shots. Let's see the one that I want to use. Maybe we'll use this one right here. Now, you could select multiple clips, right? And put them all in. right? But because these are all pretty much very similar, I'll show you all three so you can see what it looks like, right? We just did these three. Let's put them all together. I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. Now, when you hit continue, you can now preview your song. I can choose a duration. So I'm just gonna choose like a 30-second video for social. It's portrait. And then I want all the videos to be the full length. Perfect. You could choose your animations, right? So how do you want the intro? How do you want the animations between the clips? I'll let you guys play with that. And then down here, show lyrics. I'm going to show it just so you can see what it looks like and just hit create. And literally in seconds, just like I'm showing you right now, we have a lyric video, and I'm just going to go ahead and press play.
With every heartbeat pulling me close to you, tell me, darling, can I see you too? The shadows whisper tales of you
and there you go. It's looping because what we do is, depending on the duration of the video, we will automatically loop the assets to complete the rest of the video. So you can always make it shorter, you can edit it, but just look at what it did here, right? Of course, I think it's my connection. But you got the video, it created the lyric video, and now all I got to do is click export. And again, what's great is you could have just done that one clip. You didn't have to create multiple. You can use these as individual posts, or you can have that one clip and put it on a loop as an example. And so you saw how quickly that was there. And so you could do that with any of your assets. Bring them in here, compile them together, create a video. Now you can take this and distribute it on whichever platform that you want to put it out onto. So that's where it is. Look, again, it's like what I've said before. The gap a lot of times is the footage. It's not the photos, right? A lot of artists, labels, you can get the photos that you need. And so a lot of times what you don't have is like the shots in the studio or on tour, backstage, B-roll with the team or with the rest of the band or whatever it is. And so if you've just got one photo, there's a lot of things that you can come up with and generate. You can come up with scenes, you can come up with B-roll, you can come up with just different shots and settings that are relevant to the artist and the music. So there is no excuse at a time today to not have content or footage and put it out there. That's the biggest thing, okay? Now, you can go out and hire a photographer and a videographer if you want to. You could generate these B-roll shots so that you could see what it's going to come out with before you go and hire them, right? Figure out the look, figure out the vibe, figure out the scene. This allows you to be able to do an experiment, put it out on social, right? Why not put out a series of posts on social for a month before you go and spend a ton of money creating a music video as an example? See which ones work and then tie the creative, tie the look into the music video because you see how they perform on social. Again, there's 1,000,001 use cases. I hope this session helped you. If this helped you at all or gave you any ideas or inspiration, please, I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment, just let us know what you think. The YouTube algorithm just really loves it and it would really help us out. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Sebastian Mora. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Visuals.fm. If you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Love you all. Thank you and have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.